What if I told you that lighting is vastly more important than whatever camera you're using? In this video, I'm going to go over a few reasons as to why lighting is more important than the camera that you're using, and provide some examples of how I lit certain scenes and how you can use lighting to really bring a scene to life. It's the crucial key to getting those cinematic shots. Also in this video, I'm going to be using all Lume Cube Lights. I am a Lume Cube creator affiliate, but this video is not sponsored. Through the affiliate program, I do get a kickback if you decide to purchase the lights using my affiliate link and my code down below in the description. So if you do like the video, definitely check out their lights. I was already a customer before I became an affiliate, and for me, I really only like to promote brands that I actually personally use, but all of the thoughts, words, and feelings and feedback review is all my own personal thoughts. And I personally love these lights. They really enable me to make better content. And personally, I've always been a huge fan of tube lights. Lume Cube to me has some of the best in the business. And then also they provide a really unique offering to creators in the space where you can either use their lights in a studio controlled setting, or you can just pick them up and take them on the go with you at any time. And they're super portable, and they're all designed to have like internal batteries that you can take with you, and you don't have to like lug around these giant lights and then battery sources or power sources. You can just charge them, take them to your shoot, and then get out of there and then on to the next thing. So in this video, I'm going to be going over several different lighting tips to help you light scenes. And all I used in this video were the tube lights. So I have two tube light minis and two tube light XLs. So all of the shots are lit by those tube lights, aside from I think I used one or two tiny little practical lamps. Those are really just to help create that cinematic vibe and some like natural lighting to kind of play into. But other than that, all of the other lights are only the Lume Cube tube lights. So I forgot to mention when I was filming the initial video that I actually purchased the tube lights with my own money, and I actually had purchased those before I became a Lume Cube affiliate creator. Basically, once I started using the products, I realized that I actually really liked them, and then that's when I reached out to try to join the creator program. So I really only like to promote products that I actually personally use in my workflow, and I really do think the tube lights are like the best in the game. After using them, there's so many different applications that you can use them for, whether it be for like creatively lighting a scene, how I set them up in this scenario, where you can use them as like key lights, fill lights, maybe even practicals, things like that. So they're so versatile, and they're all battery powered, and you can just use them wherever, and you don't have to worry about cables, and you can have like a really mobile setup. And I really think that's where Lume Cube products are really differentiated from other brands, is that they're very mobile and they're super easy to use. It's like the barrier to entry to get started isn't that high. All right, so in this first scene, I really wanted to create like a really powerful like color image with like really high saturated colors. Used like complementing colors, so I wanted to use like reds and blues. For the scene, we basically just wanted to shoot in the kitchen, just kind of try to create like a really interesting scene that you can create really in any space. So we figured the kitchen would be perfect to show this. Alright, so in this scene I used 3 of the tube lights. So there's one of the XL tube lights, and I'm using that to fill some of the shadows that are facing away from the camera. And then there's one mini tube light that I kind of hid behind the fridge, and you can kind of see it in the corner here from this angle. And then there's the main source of light, which I'm using as like a key light, and that's the one that's casting the blue light. So between like these 3 lights, I was able to create a really dynamic image. The nice thing about the mini tube lights is that you can kind of tuck them away and hide them in plain sight, not really see them in the frame when you're shooting it. All right, so in this next shot, I wanted to set up kind of like that dining table, classic like film look. Thought it would be cool to do one version with cool cinematic lighting, and then another with that really saturated color look. Play around with the different lights that I'm using, like the different colors that I'm using in each scene. I used a tube light mini as a key light and placed it right above it to kind of get that that nice like Rembrandt effect. And then I used a little practical light around the table, used as like a fill light, little practical to lighten some of the shadows that are on her face. And then I used the tube light XL on a C stand as a backlight, made that more of like a warmer tone to give that nice like glow on the back of her hair. And then I put another tube light mini in the background to cast a nice warm glow of either red or orange on the back wall in the living room. And then I used another tube light XL to cast a blue light that went up the staircase to just kind of illuminate the background, so that way it wasn't just complete shadows. So one of the callouts here that I really want to make is that you can use Lume Cube Lights, and especially the tube lights, to do both cinematic looks where you can kind of get that movie look and feel, or you can really do like a stylized approach where if you want to saturate colors, you can. So they're really powerful when it comes to the different types of lighting solutions that you have. So one of my favorite features about the Lume Cube Lights is that it's super easy to switch scenes, and you can do it on the fly. And you do that through the Lume Cube app, and you can change between doing a cinematic vibe like this scene here, or you can change it up into a really saturated color look all on the fly, and you can do it within seconds from your phone. Something that I also decided to use when I was shooting the scene was using a little bit of haze and fog. So that way when the lights were casting, you can see the light rays a little bit better. It helps give that more of like that gritty, moody kind of vibe to when you're shooting. So the nice thing too is when you use that effect, all the lights have like a bloom to them, so they have like a lot more impact, but they're in a way a little more subtle and not as harsh. All right, so I wanted to touch on something where it's the reason why lighting is so much more important than what camera you're using is lighting can really change the look and feel of the scene versus your camera. And you could get these same exact shots with just using your iPhone or whatever phone you have or an older camera, but lighting is really what's going to make the difference in the scene, going to convey that emotion that you're trying to get the viewer to experience. All right, so for this last scene, I wanted to set up that TV effect when you're having somebody, like if you're watching TV, it's kind of casting that changing like white light over your face. So something that's really cool about the tube lights is that they also have a bunch of effects built into them. So they do have like that TV effect, or if you want to do like a campfire effect, it also has like cop car effect if you want to do that. Or let's say you want to set up a scene where your character is kind of like going through a spooky hallway or something, you can set up like a strobe effect with the light, and there's different settings for that. So you can increase the strobe effect or decrease, slow it, things like that. So that's just another aspect with the tube lights that they have, other than just being able to do tons of different colors or go through like a certain Kelvin range. All right, so for this last scene example, again, I used the lamp as a practical. I actually took one of the tube light minis and I stuck it behind the couch. And there's like a little indent on my couch, I guess, like where between the backing of the couches and where the cushion is. So it like fit in there perfectly. So I used that to just kind of cast some light up the wall. And then I used a tube light mini and a tube light XL, both doing the strobe effect to kind of simulate the TV going off. And then I used another tube light XL just to cast a little bit of that like pinkish hue that you see, just for some added color, just because I felt like it, to be honest. But that's more of just like a fill light that I used on the shadow side. So in this scene, there's a total of 4 tube lights that I'm using and then 1 lamp practical, and didn't have the TV on at all in this scene. So it looks really cool because it really does simulate the effect of somebody watching the TV, but you can control what that light is gonna look like more, and you don't have to account for like changing colors on the TV. So that's an advantage of using a simulated TV light. All right, in this video, we talked about a bunch of different ways that you can use Lume Cube tube lights to create really interesting scenes and create that really dynamic feeling, then especially being able to control that feeling and control what you want your viewer to experience. And to me, that's vastly more important than whatever camera you're shooting on, because a camera is not really gonna convey emotion like lighting will. So if you want to brighten up a scene and make it feel warm, then you can introduce some warm lights to the scene using practical lamps to kind of create that really cozy feeling, you know. Or you use tube lights, you can cast like different lights up at the wall and change really like the whole entire feel and vibe of a scene just by adding lighting. Or if you're having a character go through a rough day, you know, you can have, or they just woke up, right? You can do like a blue hour effect, change all the lights to blue and really convey that emotion. And you can't really do that with just a camera and a lens itself, right? The camera only allows you, like enables you to capture the scene, but the lighting is really what captures and conveys the feeling. Alright, as always, please consider subscribing if you found value in this video. I'm personally trying to remind everybody or show new people that getting a camera can really change your life, and it can open your life up to so many different new opportunities and new perspectives, like taking you around the world to shoot content, or in your own backyard, or providing, you know, a value or service to people around you by documenting their lives or documenting your own life. So again, if you found value, please consider subscribing. Drop a like on the video. It really helps the video cut through the YouTube algorithm. Every like allows this video to be seen by new people. If you have any tips, thoughts, comments, please drop them down below. I read every comment on my videos and I love to reply and just hear from you. If you also found value in the Lume Cube products, I will drop my link in the description down below. It'll give you 15% off your order. I get a little kickback for it. Really appreciate that as I continue to try to grow this channel. For me, again, I just wanted to note that I really only promote products that I personally use, and I bought these again with my own money before I even joined this creator program. So again, I go by NickyT, so appreciate you stopping by to watch my video. Take care. Peace.